If you want to eat
test, you guys didn't hear me. You guys didn't hear me. They didn't hear me. All right. My bad. I decided to do like a sound check a minute in. All right, you guys can hear me? Damn, I completely forgot what I said. Good afternoon, good morning, good night, wherever you're at. Jesus Christ. Start over, right? End it and start over. We're gonna be talking about Naomi. Again, Irion, I believe it's pronounced. There's been some interesting updates, really interesting updates. Jazz sent me this Daily Mail link, which I saw some people already talking about it in the chat. And there's video as well of the parents talking. And I just posted the conversation that I had with Naomi's sister on Facebook. The shorter version is like 20 minutes. So if you haven't seen it yesterday and you have Facebook or you just want to go check it out, you can go check it out there. And or yesterday's live stream. We're good now? All right. Amazing. Amazing. So, and then this is the woman that was like abducted on camera. This is March 12th. If you're unfamiliar with the story, don't worry, because this is going to like recap the entire thing. It's kind of a long article, but there's also video clips of the parents talking about supposedly she had gone on a date the day before she went missing, though they don't really believe that it's connected, I think, from what I read. But she did go on a date with this guy, an unknown man, and she was also having issues with some coworker at her job, which supposedly Panasonic took care of it, but they don't know, or they didn't specify the measures. So, like the measures that they took to take care of it. So, missing Nevada teenager Naomi Irion went on a date with an unknown man the day before she vanished and had complained about being sexually harassed at work. Daily Mail can reveal as her family searches for answers that may lead to her whereabouts. She's 18. She's been missing for 12 days. She was abducted in her blue sedan. It was blue? In her blue sedan from the Walmart parking lot in Fernley, Nevada at 5:25 a.m. on March 12th while she waited for the shuttle bus to take her to her job at Panasonic factory in Reno, where she had complained about being harassed. Panasonic knew about the harassment and had handled it internally, according to Naomi's brother. The hooded kidnapper who took Naomi remains unidentified. Her brother says he does not think it was someone that she knew, but had to have been someone that knew her routine. Chilling surveillance footage from the parking lot shows an unidentified man approach her car, open the door of the driver's seat, and then say something to force Naomi to freeze and move over. This article too, it gives some insight about like her upbringing and kind of like the family a little bit, and she was very sheltered. That's what we're going to get into right now. And please hit like if you wouldn't mind. Help me out with the likes, because I keep forgetting to mention it. It really helps out with the live streams and the algorithm. The pair drove out of the lot with the man behind the wheel. Her abandoned car was found less than a mile away on March 15th. Yeah, 3 days later. But there was no sign of Naomi since. Now her distraught family has revealed in an exclusive interview that she was exploring life as a free young American woman after growing up sheltered in shelter communities in Russia, Germany, and South Africa as a result of her father's job in the State Department. So he worked for the state. She moved to America last year to live with her older brother, Casey Valley, an Apple employee who served in the Navy as a nuclear machinist from 2009 to 2016. She wanted to learn how to drive, get a job, go on dates, and attend community college. Fernley, where she was living with her brother, is a safe area where residents are stunned by what happened. So she's from Texas, and I forgot I had it in my notes yesterday. According to okay, yeah, spent the first 13 years of her life in Texas before traveling the world with her family. That was according to one of the Texas articles. So The day before, wait, did I read this? Yeah. The day before she vanished, Naomi went on a date with a man who has not been named in Reno. It's likely they had a meet on a dating app, but her family do not know which one. She had accounts on Tinder, Hinge, and Bumble. I've never heard of Hinge. You guys ever heard of Hinge? Her family do not think, I guess does not, he's involved in her disappearance, but say law enforcement is aware of him. Before she was taken, Naomi was enjoying life in America after years of being sheltered. She really wanted to experience life in America being an American kid. Most kids get to learn how to drive a car and go on dates and get some freedom. But in the diplomatic community overseas, you can't have that. You can't learn how to drive. You can't really go on dates safely. And we're about to watch this in a second. There's like a map to kind of, let me see me take myself off for a second here. This is the Walmart. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, this is the Walmart here where the whole thing happened. Lemmer's car found, bless you, baby, found abandoned in an industrial park, which I think that industrial thing was actually over here. I thought. This is where she bought the drinks or snacks at the gas station. And then this is the home. So the home is right next to everything's pretty relatively close, but this is the home. This is the gas station. Then this is the Walmart where things happen. And that's where her car was found abandoned. Naomi's father, Orion, fix myself. Works for the State Department. When she was around 13, the family moved to Moscow. Then they went to Frankfurt and finally settled in South Africa. She graduated high school there last year, but moved to the U.S. to learn how to drive and get a job. Her family says she wanted to explore freedom as a young woman and was exploring dating with men and women. Oh yeah, so they were saying too she's a part of like the LGBTQ community. Diana's the mother. Diana's husband, Naomi's father, Herv Orion, works for the Foreign Service and has held posts in Moscow, Frankfurt, Pretoria. He is now in Nevada with his wife Diana and their 3 Ukrainian-born adopted sons to join the search for Naomi. Until this year, Naomi had never driven nor gone on dates freely. She was meeting people online and at work, just like other teenagers and adults. She was excited about having a car, a job in the Panasonic factory in Reno, where she was making friends. She moved to Fernley to live with her older brother, Casey Valley, and his long-term girlfriend, Nikki, last year after graduating from the American school in South Africa. Her plan was to use her brother's safe home as a launchpad for her own life, saving up enough money from her job at Panasonic to afford her own place and enrolling in community college. In the 6 months that she worked there, she reported being sexually harassed to management. Casey said it was handled internally, but he did not elaborate. I'm going to pause here so we can listen to them talk a little bit. And then over here, they talk about the vehicle, which I'm going to play a clip from yesterday where I was talking to Maria. Oh, this is the vehicle part, yeah. So let me just play some of the family talking, and then we'll continue. They're probably going to be, what I'm reading is probably what they're saying. Let's start over here.
I think this person either had personal knowledge or observational knowledge of her routine and what she was like and how aware she was and everything like that.
Someone brought up, and I think I even heard this yesterday. Who said this? Charisma said, I wonder if someone was pretending to be a woman and was tracking her. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and say that she was careful about anything, but all of those things are being looked at and they're known.
And listen, Naomi is an 18-year-old girl.
Yeah.
This is...
She's only an adult in number.
Yeah.
You know, Naomi was not finished growing and maturing. She was still a kid.
She's definitely still a kid, and she required a lot of guidance on some things, and
yeah,
and she was kind of frankly oblivious to a lot of the things going on around her.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a lot of young people like that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of young people that aren't aware of their surroundings, and you know, and everybody thinks, oh well, that'll never happen to me. But
that's true.
If it happened to us,
it can happen to you.
It can happen to anyone.
Yeah.
And finally, this will be my last question. What's your hope now? What's the best case scenario for you? And if you have a message that Naomi could hear, what would it be?
Best case scenario is that this kidnapper, this monster who took Naomi, feels so much pressure because the situation is so much bigger than he thought, that he's going to go to some place and just drop her off in an area where she can get help and be found safely, alive and well.
That's the best thing.
That's the best case scenario.
That's the best thing that can happen for everyone involved here, including the perpetrators.
Yes.
We get Naomi back safe. However that happens, it needs to happen.
It needs to happen.
Because I won't stop. We will not stop until we get there. And I don't care about prosecution. I'm not worried about that.
No.
I'm worried about Naomi.
Yeah.
And no matter what, this community, all of us, every private organization I can get in contact with, every volunteer, every single law enforcement professional that I can get in touch with, we will leave no stone unturned until we get Naomi. But as soon as that happens, I'm backing off.
Because our focus has to be on her and keeping her safe and helping her to heal from this horror that she's going through, whatever they're doing to her. We have to cocoon her with love and healing, and that's going to be our 100% focus when we get her back.
100%. And we will stop looking for these people when we have her.
That's all we want.
At least us as the family.
That's all we want. We just want Naomi.
And anyone involved with this can make anonymous.
That's right. This is the mother and the brother for anybody that didn't know. And the sister, Tamara, we saw her yesterday on the press conference. That was her speaking. We also watched a couple of interviews that she's did. She's been going around and doing interviews to spread the story. And she also has the page, the Facebook page. And I spoke with her yesterday on the phone. She was on here on the channel as well.
Tip, and you might have the number, but it's 775-322-4900. And that's the anonymous tip line. But normal tips for anyone concerned in the community, anything like that, and that's going to be 775-577-5206, extension 2. Just say it's the Naomi Irion case.
I'll make sure that I include all of that in my article. Thank you both for your time.
Okay. Oh, also there is a reward.
Okay.
And that's through Secret Witness. And it's a reward that will be awarded to anyone giving an anonymous tip that leads to bringing Naomi home. And the number of that reward can be determined by the anonymous tipper and the Secret Witness people. But there's a lot of resources available. It's a lot more than we could ever offer or anything like that. So,
okay.
And she had made a lot of friends.
A lot.
She was doing really good.
She was doing extraordinary. She is an extraordinary young woman. She's She's brilliant. She's talented. She has a charisma that draws people in to just love her. She's a brilliant musician. She can play the piano beautifully.
She has a ukulele.
She plays the ukulele, and she sings beautifully.
Yeah, and she's very shy about it too.
She is, yeah.
Sometimes I would be asleep or something, and maybe get up, and she would be in her room playing her ukulele and singing. And
you just want to stand outside her door and listen because it's so beautiful.
Yeah, she sounds absolutely extraordinary.
She is. She's extraordinary, and we want her back.
There's let me see.
I
here.
think
if we can just go back, you mentioned that the day before she went missing, she had been on a date in Reno.
Yep.
You know who she was on a date with?
Yeah, we know who it was, and law enforcement is they know everybody that we know of, for sure.
Is this a person she had been out with before?
I'm not sure about that. I think it was a relatively new person, but it's definitely it's ongoing.
Mm-hmm. So you might not know this, where she met this person. Was it a man? Was it a woman?
It was a man, and they spent some time in Reno, but like I said, I saw her afterwards. I had no reason to believe that person was necessarily involved, and we're not. I don't think right now. I don't think it was someone that she was personally involved with, because we've been in such close contact with law enforcement, and we have given them all of that. And I mean, it is definitely still possible, but all those people are known
to the police. Have you spoken to this man since Naomi went missing?
I haven't, but I know that he's known.
And do you know if she met him online on a dating app?
Yeah, she used dating apps. She used Tinder and Hinge and Bumble. Naomi grew up very sheltered. Naomi grew up, with her father working for the government at different U.S. embassies across the world. I've only visited that type of environment, and to me, it felt very, very closed in, and she had everyone that she associated with was part of that community before she came here. And honestly, like I said, Friendly is a safe place to live. This isn't something that happens here. If she thought that nothing like this could ever happen, she wasn't the only one.
She really wanted to experience life in America, being an American kid. Most kids in America, when they're in high school, they get to learn how to drive a car, and they get to go on dates, and they get some freedom to move around. But in the diplomatic community overseas, you don't have that.
Of course.
You can't learn to drive a car. You can't really go on dates safely. And you have to be secure. And there's a lot of security, that keeps us safe. And she hadn't experienced life without that yet. And she really wanted to explore herself as a free American young woman and what that looked like for her.
Do they have any reason to believe that this?
There's another one here too. This is about the whole sexual harassment thing we mentioned.
Do they have any reason to believe that this could have been related to a workplace conflict?
Anything like that, that is known by Panasonic, that is known by people close to Naomi, has been relayed to law enforcement. I don't know if any of that is related to this. I personally, I can't see it myself, but there's, anytime you're in a workplace, there's people that you might not necessarily get along with. There's people that might, not treat you the right way and stuff like that. And these things do happen, and that it's relatively common. And unfortunately, things like sexual harassment are more common than people like to talk about. But anything that's like that has definitely been communicated.
Did Naomi ever complain that she was being sexually harassed at work?
I can't speak to that on this. Sorry.
It's something that investigators are looking into, though?
Yes, and if you look online, there was at least one thing, but it's definitely all known by law enforcement at the highest levels. I heard from Panasonic after we reached out to them on Monday, because I'm her on 314. I'm her emergency contact.
Yeah.
So on 314, I was able to verify with them that she was no call, no show.
So she never made it to work, and they didn't bother to look?
Yeah, she never made it to work. She never called them. And on Saturday and Sunday, the 12th and the 13th. And they didn't contact me. I contacted them, and they verified. We were able to verify because my father has access to her bank accounts. So we were able to verify that Saturday morning was the last transaction at that gas station at 5:03 a.m. People might have noticed, and I know from people that I've talked to, because I've talked to a lot of these people too, that her being missing on Saturday and Sunday did not go unnoticed to them.
Okay.
And since Naomi had been communicative and everything most of the time, and of when she was going to take time off and stuff like that, the people that she normally talked to were definitely concerned, but they didn't necessarily know how to contact me or anything. That was that, and Panasonic does have that information and did have it at the time. And like I said, I was her emergency contact, and I was able to talk to them on Monday the 14th.
Right. And since then, you say that they've been cooperative and they've helped.
Yes, definitely.
Second.
In this one here, he's talking about, brother says blood went cold watching surveillance. So he actually watched the surveillance. I know that Tamara yesterday said she hadn't watched it. And so far, I guess some of the new details is some more of the background to Naomi, this sexual harassment issue that she had, and then this maybe new date. They don't know if it was the first time they actually went on a date, but the day before she went missing, she went on this date. She had accounts on, I think they said Bumble, Tinder. Was it Tinder or Hinder? Something called Hinder. I don't know. Never heard of no Hinder before. Something. I don't know. Let's listen to this.
I went to the Walmart with my girlfriend, and we tracked down security at Walmart, which, I mean, it's not obvious where that office is, but we found them, and I sat there and I told them what her routine was, and we nailed down what part of the parking lot she usually parks in, and we looked at all the cameras until I spotted her car. And then once we spotted her car, we nailed it down to a couple different cameras, and we went through and we saw the abduction happen. And it was surreal. It was a deep sinking feeling, like my blood had ran cold immediately. And I walked out of that security office, and I got on the phone with dispatch, because on Sunday night I had reported her missing around 11:23 p.m. And I wasn't necessarily taken very seriously, and they didn't file a missing persons report. But on Monday, after I found that footage and I reported an abduction, there was a deputy that came out and viewed the footage with us, and he still wasn't very he still wasn't convinced and everything, even though I had told him everything he knew. But you know, police officers, they see a lot of things, and sometimes they can be a little jaded. And
so the video that you saw, which shows the abduction, walk me through exactly what you saw.
Okay, so the first thing I saw was her car, and then all of a sudden I saw her car leave, and I was like, wait, we need to see what happened. And so we went through and went back to when her car left, and we saw a man coming to the driver's side door, saying or doing something to make her move over. And it's a very grainy video, and you can't see very much detail, but I know my sister's body language, and I know what she looks like when she's scared. Her body language when she's scared, she gets very jerky. You know, she freezes up and gets very, you know, like
Who's
that.
The brother,
and
Reno.
And mom agrees and everything like that. And that's what I saw. Can we silence that? That's what I saw in that video, and it was, you know, low resolution and everything like that. But I don't believe that it was anything that she did willingly or consensually or anything like that.
Was there a physical altercation?
We can't tell. There may have been. We're not sure. And that's why I've been really careful to say that he either said or did something to force her to move over.
Yeah.
I think maybe he threatened her, but he opened her door because I think like we were talking about, her door was probably unlocked.
Because at that time too, if you guys remember, she was there and she was Snapchatting around that time on her phone right before this guy approached her. And that's what I was wondering too. That's what I was asking Tamara, like, you know, but she didn't actually watch the video herself. But you know, I don't know, did he have a weapon? Did he have like a gun, a knife, or something? And so he's saying it looks like he went and just opened the door.
Like we were talking about. He threatened her, but to force her to move over.
Yeah.
I think maybe he threatened her, but he opened her door because I think like we were talking about, her door was probably unlocked. It's also important to note that from that same direction is the direction that we saw the suspect come onto the property at Walmart. It's it's about a half a mile. So it's definitely within walking distance type of thing. So there's a lot of different theories that you can draw from that, and I don't care to speculate publicly.
Yeah. It was reasonable to assume that the suspect was familiar with this area, though, had been there at least once before.
Yeah, and you can see where her car was ditched from I-80, a major freeway. So
right. And was her cell phone found in the car?
No.
You still have not found her cell phone?
We do not have her cell phone yet. We don't have her purse.
Yeah, I heard that last night.
We don't have her cell phone. We don't have her purse. We don't have anything that was on her person. We want for nothing except for Naomi right now.
We have no.
That's the father. Let's see, we read this. Let me just catch up to where we're at. So yeah, Friday, March 11th. So this is talking a little bit about the date. On Friday, March 11th, Naomi returned from her date in Reno and went to bed early. She was getting up next morning in time to drive to the Walmart parking lot around 5:10 a.m. Then to catch the bus to work at 5:30 a.m. And remember from yesterday. So 5:10 a.m. to catch the bus at 5:30, and then some of the timeline that was officially released. She was active on social media between 5:09 and 5:23 a.m. And at 5:24 a.m., a man is seen on surveillance video approaching her car. Then at 5:25 a.m., the car is seen leaving the parking lot. So, I mean, this was very like a pretty small time frame, you know, that this guy was there, wandering around the parking lot, looking in her direction. You remember the image from yesterday too? Let me show you for anybody that's missed it, that Tamara sent me. The image that she sent, we didn't see the abduction on camera, but at one point he walks from the top right corner down to where these bushes are at, and then he's looking directly at her vehicle. So this is a really relatively small time frame. It seems very like, you know, obviously targeted specifically for her, not just like he just happened to find one car that he was interested in, didn't know who it was. Put that here. So I saw her the night before. She had gone on a date on Friday afternoon. She was going to bed early because she had to work in the morning. During that date, they'd hung out in Reno and gone to the thrift stores. She seemed fine. I'm not so sure if they'd been out before. I think it was a relatively new person. It was a man. They spent some time in Reno. I saw her afterwards. I have no reason to believe that this person is involved. Is what he was saying in the video, but to recap and kind of look at the time. She definitely didn't talk to me about all that stuff, but my girlfriend Nikki and her were very close. They had a girl talk. Okay. Surprising me that they still haven't found that vehicle. That vehicle really stands out. So, okay, let me play this portion too. This is the vehicle, suspect's vehicle 2021 to 2022, blue Chevrolet with chrome door handles. Now, when I spoke to Tamara yesterday, I just wanted to play this portion because she says this was new information.
Lisa said that we could share with the public. So it's a 2021 or newer Chevrolet Silverado High Country 2500 or 3500 dark blue or black 4-door pickup truck. And only one of the very distinctive features.
Oh, there we go. I think I got you back. I lost you for a second. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. You were saying, I think it cut out. You were saying the distinctive features were...
The distinctive features are the chrome handles, and then there's actually a dealer installed rear window feature.
And this is the actual picture, because somebody was like, oh, is this just like, because sometimes they do like an exam. This is the actual vehicle in the picture.
Yeah, that's a picture of the actual truck.
Okay. And so there's no plate that we know of released.
No, that information hasn't been released if there's a plate or not.
That's with that video. If you watch yesterday's live stream, you can catch it on YouTube, or I just posted it on Facebook, that smaller 20-minute version. It is a crew cab short bed truck with chrome door handles and a sliding back window. All these details are very important to me to get out. That's the vehicle there, which we looked, yesterday's video was pretty good because we were looking at this area on the map, which it looks like this is where her vehicle, to me, it looked like where it was abandoned. And this is just some more background information, I guess, what happened before. At approximately 5 a.m., she left her brother's home. She was filmed at the Chevron garage at 5:03 a.m. So this is the picture that we see her. Let me just post it real quick. Where you see her standing like this. This is in a gas station. I think some people were confused, maybe thought this was Walmart. But she actually stopped at a gas station by her house to get some snacks. Buying snacks, then was filmed entering Walmart parking lot at 5:09 a.m. She spent the next 15 minutes on social media, speaking with friends in different time zones, as was her habit. At 5:24 a.m., the man approaches her car and says something to her after opening the driver's door. Whatever he said was enough to make her move. I wonder about that. Like, did he? Well, according to the brother, it looked like he seemed like he just opened the door. But I wonder what kind of threat. What did he say to get that door open, or to get her to just move? But if she's kind of afraid too, and she's sheltered, and maybe maybe she just thought to comply too, Her brother says he does not believe she knows her attacker, but that they may have been watching her for days to study her pattern. I've seen stuff like that, man. Stories like that. It was normal for her to drive to Walmart early and spend 20 minutes or so on her phone, speaking with friends and family in various international time zones before boarding the Panasonic bus to Reno at 5:30 a.m. She would usually return from work at 8:30 p.m. All this stuff we've kind of covered here. Yeah, this. Yeah. Take a look at some more pictures. I was thinking, this wasn't meant to be a long stream. I just kind of wanted to give a little update. If you guys want to do calls, if anybody wants to share some thoughts. If not, we'll just keep it moving. I just want to kind of give an update. Show her pictures a little bit more. Show the vehicle. She had accounts on Hinge, Bumble, and Tinder. Hinge, I've never heard of that before, but apparently it's like a younger thing that people are getting on, like a younger demographic. Bumble and Tinder, she was meeting people online and at work and was a member of the LGBT community. Think that vehicle stands out so much they'd have to get rid of it or something, or definitely hide it indoors, or just chop it up, or what. The fact that it's being changed from abduction to kidnapping. No, I haven't. Is it being changed? According to this Google search, it says kidnapping is usually accompanied with a ransom for money or other gains. However, a crime of abduction is considered when a person has been taken away from his or her original location by persuading him or her by some act of fraud or with forceful way that may include violence. Let's see. So you said it was changed from what to what? It was changed to... The FBI post said kidnapping. This was has changed it to kidnapping. Oh, okay, I didn't even know it was changed. We talked about this yesterday, and this is what I shared was kidnapping, but I didn't know it was a change. I could open up the lines for a little bit if you guys want to call. If not, we can just I'm cool with keeping it short too and to the point. Studio. I was curious too if there was any other... Oh, let me take a look at the page too. So this is the page you want to follow on if you have Facebook. I know a lot of people. Was abduction now kidnapping? Okay. All right, I'll open up the lines for a little bit and we'll see. if anybody wants to chat a little bit. Okay, let me call it in.
Thank you for calling Collins Studios.
Somebody already called in. I'm gonna get you in a second. I'm dialing. I don't know what I did. Okay, I'm dialing in. The ADD, man.
From the Collins Studio web interface.
Okay, let's take this call here. 951. How you doing? Where are you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Melvin? What's up, Mel? It's Junior from Cali.
Oh, what's up, man?
Long time.
Your voice sounds familiar. I don't know. I feel like I've heard. Sounds really familiar.
Yeah, I follow you and Aaron. I followed you first.
Oh, awesome.
I always keep up with y'all.
Yes.
And I eventually just called him for the first time. But yeah, long time listener, first time caller for you right here, bro. Yeah, for sure. But damn, you know, one thing I told Aaron, I'm a military vet, bro, and one thing they preach, bro, is situational awareness, bro. No matter where you are, you know what I'm saying? And a battle buddy too. And I know you can't have anyone like someone with you at all times, but even if you do something, you always got to keep a really good tab. You know, doesn't matter how many CCTVs there are. I feel like you should always just let somebody know what's good with you, even if you're doing your daily routine and whatnot, you know. But situational awareness, I feel like, is a big thing I see with these cases, unfortunately, you know. And I'm just like, dang, you know, if you just would have looked up a little bit more. And I'm not saying that could have helped, you know, but having situational awareness embedded in you makes the difference between like life and death. And that's big facts, you know.
Right. I mean, I guess this day and age, it just feels, it's just so many, it seems like so many dangers, so many things, people just praying and looking and being opportunistic. And then I guess social media. I mean, she, you know, she was young, you know, didn't, you know, I mean, not experienced in life.
Oh yeah, if I look back at myself at 18-year-old, I had my head up my butt, you know, or my head up in the clouds, you know. Most definitely.
Oh, the door thing too. Somebody said always lock your doors, and I think when I park somewhere,
for sure,
and I put the car in park, my doors unlock automatically. I think my car does that. Or if I turn off the car, something happens. I remember when I don't know what it is, why, but my door just unlocks.
Okay. And that could be a faulty feature between life and death in itself, right there, you know.
Yeah.
And what was I gonna say? Like, okay, I always have like two sides. I view the world as like nice and dandy and full of candy. You feel me? But then again, like there's the primitive side. I feel like that.
Oh, thank you for your service, man. You said you're a vet,
yeah, no
right?
problem.
I didn't even think about that. Sorry, man. Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
No, I ain't tripping. No, I just wanted to say once, just so people can understand the battle buddy method. That's when you always have somebody with you, you know? Always. I've seen so many forensic file cases. I'm like, bro, battle buddy, you would have probably been saved, bro. Or just let somebody know, you know?
I sometimes don't think as I mean, I shouldn't think like that. To me, I always see Walmart's almost like a ground zero for me because I always see the crazy stories of Walmart and all these incidences. Even the one that's by me, I remember somebody was stabbed over there. Usually there's some sort of cop presence, usually over there by the Walmart by me.
Big facts. My bad to cut you out, Mo, but
no,
that's
you're
what I ride a fixie nowadays more than I drive my truck because it's just therapeutic for me. You know, I got PTSD and all that crap, but it's really therapeutic. But even when I notice more when I'm on. What?
You ride a what? What did you say you ride?
A fixed bicycle, like a fixie.
Oh.
You know, like yeah, something that they do up in New York a lot or something like that. But I live in a small town in Cali, so it's like there's no point for me to drive my truck. And this small town has like it's already overfilled, you know, so everything is backed up. And nowadays when I ride my bike, I'm just like flying through places. But when I go to Walmart, I go early, man. I'm an early bird, and there's even a security roaming all like literally 24 hours. So that's the first thing I thought too when I heard about this situation when you were covering it. I was like, where was the Walmart security that's always cruising, doing laps around the Walmart, you know? And it could have been like that dude was on a coffee break or something. Unfortunately, I always say it has to have a lot of bad things aligned for an unfortunate event to happen, you know? And I think that's when the weirdos and the stalkers, you know, they keep tabs on that stuff, you know? Unfortunately, those type of dudes have big time situational awareness, you know?
Right.
And they're just like with the sister, I think was that her name, Tammy?
We're calling her Tammy for short.
Yeah, Tammy. I think she said he was like stalking her, and I feel that for sure. That's big facts. When you see somebody like, just like, I don't want to say oblivious, but in their own, like, you know, doing their own thing, that's like somebody's time to pounce. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate that the world is cool, but then again, there's that side of the world, you know, and it gets real, you know, it gets really real. And you can't blame her for, like you said, parking there and then taking the shuttle, because that's a normal thing. You said even your mom would do that, you know, so it's a totally normal thing to do.
It's unfortunate, man, because oh, sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead, Mel.
No, I was just gonna say it's unfortunate, man, because you would think, you know, you're just going to work in a place like that. Sometimes at Walmart, you would think it'd be safe. I guess it's like off-site parking, I guess, kind of thing. And so because when my mother takes the train, or she used to, it's the train station. There's a bunch of like security over there. There's cameras. There's all these cars. It's heavily trafficked. Over here, it seems really quiet. But at the top right hand corner, somebody did pull in, and they were like parked there with the headlights on. You can't see it now. And for some reason, it's cropped right here. Really wild. So
that's when you walked past the headlights, right?
Yeah. And I guess they haven't been able to get in touch with that person. Why hasn't that person come forward?
And I think about these events too, when like that guy could not even, like, for instance, watch your show, but say he is a watcher of your show, he could be like, oh dude, I was there. Let me backtrack. And it's such a vital piece of information that sometimes it never is even acknowledged by that person, and they could have the golden ticket, you know, and it sucks because that little bit of information can be the problem solver right there. You know, he or she could have had a very good description of his face or his walk or distinctive walk or whatever you have, you know. And those little things add up, I feel like. Yeah, but it's unfortunate, like, that happened to her for sure. I hope she's okay and whatnot.
Yeah, hopefully she's okay, man.
There's people out there that are not on our tip, you know? Like, there's people out there that are not living how the normal person lives. They're out there to, like, do some bad stuff, and it just sucks. And when I go, even when I'm in my truck, when I go anywhere, my PTSD, I'm super looking around even more than I would before I joined, you know, because I know, like, stuff happens, you know, and I'm like, if I just take 10 more seconds to look, I might just avoid a big old problem. And I'm not trying to, like, say that's what she should have done, but the little things like that, you know, they're lifesavers for sure.
Well, thanks, bro, man. I appreciate the call. Yeah, thank you, and the support, man. Yeah, no, thanks, man. Thank you for buying me some time. I got 2 other people now that called in, so I appreciate it, man.
For sure, man. No problem.
All right, take care, man.
Keep up. Later, man.
Later. Nice call. Let me take some of these other people. If you want to share your thoughts, you can. 2 other people. 415. How you doing? Where are you calling from?
Hi there. My name is Annie, and Annie. I'm calling from Texas.
Texas. Welcome.
Yes. So I just wanted to mention that I've been following her sister on TikTok, and she puts a lot of updates out there. And a couple things that haven't been mentioned yet is that the person who attacked her or, you know, forced his way into her vehicle, he was hiding behind cars in the parking lot. And apparently they were able to see that footage. So he definitely...
Well, we didn't see that. You're talking about what we saw, or there's other footage of him doing that?
Apparently there's other footage because that's what the sister has been sharing as one of the facts about the case.
Okay.
So that kind of
so like hiding behind cars but waiting for her though, right?
Hiding behind cars as she approached or something like that. So it was definitely meant for her. And then the second thing I just wanted to mention, I'm not sure if it's relevant, but I think there's a truck stop across from the area that she was parked in. And so people were kind of discussing that, you know, people who go through a truck stop, could have been someone working there, could have been someone who travels through there. So that would be kind of interesting to take a look at the truck stop from maybe a Google Earth or something.
Okay. A truck stop. I wonder, so where, do you remember where they said again? From?
They said it was just within like a visual distance, so across somewhere. And I haven't looked into it yet, but I wanted to throw those two things out there in case they help generate any ideas.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks.
Of course. I hope she is found. And one last thing is I noticed the sister has been, like, every video that she posted, she was very insistent, like high energy, kind of a very determined energy. And then the last couple, she seemed like there's been a change. So I'm not sure, you know, we could speculate all day about why that is, if she's just exhausted or grieving, or if there's been some kind of bad news. But I thought that was also interesting.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for sharing. I didn't know that.
Yeah, of course. You should check out her TikTok and see if you can gain anything from it.
I had it yesterday. I forgot the name of her TikTok. I had it on.
I did too, but you know what? If you search the sister's name, I'm sure you'll find it within a minute.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for chatting with me.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate the call.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Thank you for mentioning that TikTok thing, because I see. I think yesterday when I pulled it up, I didn't see the actual thing, but now I see here. You know, on TikTok. Okay. So we're gonna take a look at that in a second. At least the recent post. 973. How you doing? Where are you calling from?
This is Amy. I'm from New Jersey. iCkEdMeL. How are you doing?
Hey, Amy. Good. It seems like you're cutting it. Yeah, you're cutting.
No, the other thing I'll be very quick. Do you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, you're cutting in and out a little bit, but yeah, you can go ahead. You can try.
I'll go to another phone because the only thing I have to say is maybe to look at other days of surveillance of the Walmart parking lot and even look at other days of where she went to convenience store.
Right.
Is this better now?
No, not really. A little bit.
Sorry.
No, not really.
So maybe they need to look at other days of the convenience store.
Okay.
And also the Walmart parking lot. Maybe they see the same guy, the same car. Maybe they can get more information on the car, the license plate, etc. So that was the only thing I had to say. And people, please lock your doors when your doors unlock if you're sitting in a parking lot. Oh, all right. That's all.
Right.
If
Thank
you
you.
can't hear me, I'll be quick.
All right.
Take
Thanks,
care.
Amy.
Bye.
Appreciate it. Bye. There's another caller too. So she was basically saying that, which is what I asked the sister yesterday. She was saying that, you know, and actually I think that was Jasmine's questions about, like, did they look at video surveillance from previous days? You know, had this guy been in that parking lot, walking around, wandering around? And the sister said that basically she couldn't speak on that. So it would be interesting to know if he'd been there previously looking around, you know. 407, how you doing? Where you calling from?
No, it's Cheek.
Cheek, hey, let's go. Turn up.
Listen. Okay, so it's not a long call because, again, I'm still at work.
Okay.
Forbid y'all find out where I work. Y'all gonna call and me.
I know some of these people.
Just a quick call. I noticed that you have mentioned, like, your car automatically does this. And
yeah.
Because I've been talking in the chat. If you have a newer car, you should be able to go into your settings and change that to where your car will not auto unlock when you are in park. So this is just for anybody out there, because I've seen a couple of people say the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, well, check. Just YouTube it and YouTube the make and model of your car, and they should be able to walk you through it. Because one day I was messing around on my car, I had just gotten it, and I had seen that was a setting. So for all of those who have that auto lock, auto unlock, just like the caller before said, you know, if you're gonna sit in a parking lot for a minute for whatever reason, lock your doors. Me and a couple of the other people in the chat were saying as soon as we get in the car, before the key even hits the ignition, I locked it. I don't care if it's daylight, if it's nighttime, it's automatically locked. But if you do have a car that does that automatically, you should be able to reset those factory settings to where it will not unlock as soon as you throw your car in park.
Okay. Well, that's a good tip. Yeah, mine, I got to look into that. I've always thought it was kind of weird and unsafe that it just like does this thing where it unlocks the car. The doors
That made me nervous too. And I was like, there's got to be a way for me to change this, because you can change, you know, you can turn the horn off when you lock your car with the remote. And I was like, there's got to be a way to do it. And sure enough, messing around in the settings, I found out how to, you know, reset it to where it is still locked even if I am in park. So for all those out there who are experiencing that, mess around with your car settings on the computer. If you don't know what you're doing, get on YouTube the make and model of your car, and they should be able to walk you through. And I believe her name is Ileana. She said the same thing I said. Keep the pepper spray on you. Don't find yourself in a situation where you're looking for it.
Yeah.
Keep that thing on your
You got to have it ready, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not even going to hold you. I keep mine literally when I walk out of my house. I have the remote to the car to unlock, and I also have the pepper spray. Like, literally, my finger is on the trigger in case.
Damn.
God forbid I accidentally pepper spray something, but at least I was ready. But all right.
Okay.
Let me
all right. Well, thank you. Yeah, appreciate the call.
You're very welcome. All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye. Everybody's starting to know Mickey now. Cheeks. Okay, that's it for the calls. So I'll just play. Let's see. Public search 326. I hope there's not music. Okay.
There will be another public search Saturday, March 26th at 10 a.m. in the Love's parking lot is where everyone will meet up. The search will be on foot only. No ATVs, no pets, no children. Open carry is fine, but no rifles. We need volunteers that are able to do.
She's probably tired and stressed out. You know, they really have been nonstop, probably with searching and on the media, pushing out, you know.
CPR or volunteers that are EMTs. We need group leaders with military or search and rescue experience. Please find the Facebook event called Continued Search for Naomi Irion, organized by Rocky Pastorino. Please RSVP so that we can plan and see how many people are going to come. My sister Naomi Irion has...
So that's the thing. Oh, did I lose the page already? So this is the page. If you're on Facebook, this is if you go to the page, Tamara Cartwright, she posted, sorry, I got too many screens over here. I'm all over the place. She posted the event, and she's asking people, if you're going to go, if you could please RSVP. I guess it probably helped them kind of prepare in advance to get maybe a head count and prepare. But they still haven't set. I'll be working on setting up another location, another search area for this coming Saturday. To find out, please bear with me as I will map out another search area. Details will be released as they're figured out. So they haven't released it yet, but it's coming.
People are asking for updates on my sister Naomi Irion kidnapping victim's case and investigation. The main update is that she is officially considered a kidnapping victim by the FBI.
Okay,
please keep an eye out for the vehicle of interest, the suspect, and my sister. If you want more details, look at my other TikToks, or you can look at the flyer, bit.ly/Naomi flyer. The link is in my bio. A lot of people are asking for updates on my sister Naomi Irion kidnapping victim's case and investigation.
So is that what you were? Is that what the person was trying to point out? Why kidnapping, not abduction? Is there something else going on behind the scenes?
The main update is that she is officially considered a kidnapping victim by the FBI. Please keep an eye out for the vehicle of interest, the suspect, and my sister. If you want more details, look at my other TikToks, or you can look at the flyer, bit.ly/Naomi flyer. The link is in my bio. A lot of people are asking for updates on my sister Naomi Irion kidnapping victim's case and investigation. The main update.
My sister's TikTok.
This person is asking, what's the TikTok for my sister Naomi Irion missing person who was abducted from the Walmart parking lot in Fernley, Nevada on March 12th? We have one of her TikTok accounts and access to it, but I believe that my sister had multiple TikTok accounts. If you're following someone on TikTok that looks like this, that is named Naomi, I need you to report that account to law enforcement immediately. If you prefer to remain anonymous, you can call Secret Witness, or you can email detective@lioncounty.org. Once again, my sister Naomi Irion went missing from Fernley, Nevada on March 12th, 2022 from a Walmart parking lot where she was waiting for a shuttle bus to her job at Panasonic. This is what she was wearing when she went missing. Please look at my pinned question. This I pinned for more details, including suspect surveillance footage. This is a really good.
Okay. Tonight. Press conference.
There will be a press conference about my sister missing person.
That we already watched, so okay.
Today we're in the desert trying to look for evidence or clues about my sister Naomi Irion and her disappearance. This is what my sister looks like. She has dyed black curly hair. She has nostril piercings on each side of her nose and a septum ring. She's 5'11". My sister was abducted on March 12th, 2022 in the Walmart parking lot at 5 a.m. There's a vehicle of interest that the police are looking for. This truck has been identified as a dark blue or black Chevrolet 2020 or newer 2500 high country 4-door pickup truck. The suspect is in the picture on the left. He's in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, and he's going to be walking towards the bushes. My sister's vehicle is cropped out of this video, so you can't see it. There's also another car that was here at one point. If you were in that vehicle or you were at the Walmart between 4:30 and 5:30 a.m. in Fernley, I need you to contact police immediately. If you recognize this person, if you recognize their clothes, if you recognize the way they walk, I need you to contact Fernley Police immediately to help me find my sister, Naomi Irion. You're about to see the picture of a vehicle that this person is driving. Right. I need you to keep an eye out for this vehicle. You will also see this person walk towards the bushes and turn around. He is going to be staring exactly where my sister's vehicle is. It's cropped out of this video. This is the...
All right. So that's pretty much it, I guess. Interesting update. Thank you, Kay. I appreciate that. Thank for the membership, 6 months. Thanks for all you do. Thank you for coming by. Thank you guys for hanging out with me this afternoon. Charisma, thank you for the super chat. Says hit the like button, please, por favor. And Papa Q, thank you for the super chat. Keep fighting the good fight. What's the difference in criteria for kidnapping versus abduction? According to this one article that I saw, let's see. Yeah. I'll read it one more time. I can maybe even find a video. Let them explain it, right? Instead of me reading it. Cancel the video. Don't cancel me, right? You said it. You did it. Let's see real quick. There's a video here. It's like 5 minutes. Maybe I'll play a video. I'll read the short description, and then maybe I'll play this guy's video.
Honda, the #1 seller.
Okay, I think this guy breaks it down really well. Let's take a look at this guy's video. I have to put it in a smaller box, but I am gonna hope if I have time, I'm gonna experiment with changing this screen here for you guys. So maybe we can get this thing smaller, maybe out of the way, make this thing bigger, and me somewhere, make it look a little bit better. Maybe we can fix that. But for now, anyway, the brief description is supposedly it says kidnapping is usually accompanied with a ransom for money or other gains. So ransom for money or other gains, usually accompanied. However, a crime of abduction is considered to be when a person has been taken away from his or her original location by persuading him or her by some act of fraud or with forceful way that may include violence. Or with a forceful way that may include violence. To me, this seems like abduction. Well, let's listen to this.
हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू नॉलेज शावर। आज की इस वीडियो में हम डिस्कस करने वाले हैं डिफरेंस बिटवीन
shit, do I keep playing this? Let's try listening. All right, we'll see.
Between kidnapping and abduction.
I say that because sometimes they got like the fake videos and people like the fake comments.
का difference, कौन-कौन से sections उनको govern करते हैं.
Yo, Bridget, are you talking about Ukraine and Russia? The last time I did this, right? That's what I'm saying, bro. Last time I was canceled.
Definition, punishment, and much more things. सो वीडियो एंड तक देखना बहुत ही ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट होने वाली है आपके लिए ये वीडियो। हाय, आई एम शिवम पांडे एंड जिन्होंने अभी तक चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तुरंत जाइए नॉलेज शावर को।
I don't think we can do this, bro. We can't do this, man. Let me find just another article and I'll read from that. I need to have experts on call that I could just boom call them. Hey, blah blah blah. Kidnapping. Okay, let's take a look at this fancy article. I'm not gonna do it, man. We're not getting canceled today. Today's a good day. It's a chill day. Like, it's no negativity. I'm feeling good today. It's not. Kidnapping versus abduction. The terms abduction and kidnapping are sometimes used interchangeably. That's important. A common law, kidnapping consisted, kind of like hard to see. A common law, kidnapping consisted of the forcible abduction or stealing or carrying away of a person from one's own country to another. So that's one form. Kidnapping is the taking away of a person by force, threat, or deceit with intent to cause him or her to be detained against his or her will. Kidnapping may be done for ransom or for a political reason or other purposes, which is like almost saying abduction is the criminal taking away of a person by persuasion, by fraud, or by open force or violence. Although abduction and kidnapping were considered separate and independent crimes, they're not always mutually exclusive. In fact, some state statutes have used the terms abduct and abduction in defining the offense of kidnapping. However, both the terms refer to the unlawful taking or detention of one person by another. So are we playing semantics here? Is that what it is? Abduction, or kinda, I don't know. Abduction is the unlawful interference with a family relationship, such as the taking of a child from its parent, irrespective of whether the person abducted consents or not. Kidnapping is the taking or detention of a person against his or her will without lawful authority. Yeah, whatever that means, yo. They took the person, okay? There's a couple of different articles on this, though. I mean, it looks like even... Man, Somebody said that in the UK, kidnapping is where a person does not need to be a child is taken without their consent. That consent has to be true consent and not consent obtained by fear or fraud. Abduction is where a child, oh Lord, under 16 is taken by either parent or person who the child freely consents to go with. Kidnapping is far more serious and is reflected in the sentencing. Yeah, everybody has a different, somewhat little bit of different interpretation. The kidnapping is usually just in the sense of forcibly taking away of a person. I don't know. All I can say is that the FBI's last post has it as kidnapping. But they said there was a change, so kidnapping is more serious. That was interesting. I never really thought about it. I think I thought about that once before with a story that I was talking about where this woman was taken against her will and it was on camera on the front door, and then the whole conversation came up about is it abducting or kidnapping and back and forth. The blue truck something Wong says, can somebody give me a quick summary or quick explanation, I'm just making up my own words, of why they are tying her abduction to the blue truck? Where was the truck seen in relation to where her car was found? I asked the sister that yesterday and she said that she can't say, and that even that, I don't even know if they really even know, but it's considered a vehicle of interest. And apparently they haven't found this vehicle yet. But exactly, I think to me, it must have been that, I don't know, maybe the guy was driving the vehicle, just speculating. Or maybe somebody else was there and he got in the vehicle with them. The distances between the Walmart and where the car was like discarded is really close. It's even like walking distance. They didn't say how like it's tied together, you know? And that car is also expensive. We spoke about that yesterday. Supposedly, they're not going to release any information about license plate. Maybe there wasn't a license plate. I don't know, but they said they're not going to talk about it. Thought Criminal says could be more to do with prosecuting, possibly, yeah. I wonder if I could I wonder if Terry would know. Maybe I could call the plug, the attorney plug. Let me see if I can call Terry real quick. Let's see. Terry, can you? Oh, right, no. I haven't called my friend James Terry in a long time. I don't know if he's following the story. Every time I call him, people get pissed off though. Wait, I don't have Terry's number. But I saved it. No. Let me check Discord. I'm horrible with saving people's numbers. Terry, are you out there, Terry? I got messages. Oh, this what you sent me? Exclusive. This was from earlier. Oh. Is this a video here? Okay. Okay. Let me try her and see. I don't know. Why did I save her number? All right, let me try Tara real quick. Maybe she can break it. Maybe give some sort of explainer or something if she's available. Let's see. The attorney plug. Yeah, people get triggered when I call James Terry. Oh my gosh, the chat start gets crazy. I think he enjoys it. She might be busy.
Hello?
Hey, Terry. It's Melvin.
Oh, hey.
How you doing?
How are you?
Good. We're live, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I want to ask you a question, if you know, because I'm kind of figuring out what is the difference or kidnapping versus abduction, and then maybe in the legal sense too, is there a difference?
Okay, on this latest case.
Yeah, with Naomi.
Okay. Well, it's kind of 6 of one and half dozen of the other, except kidnapping is federal, even without crossing state lines. But if you cross state lines, then you've got kidnapping plus the Mann Act or something like that, with somebody against their will. There's also false arrest and just all kinds of things. But if you're kidnapped, generally in the old definition, you were taken for the purpose of money to be paid. If you were abducted, generally, when that word became written into the laws, then that just meant you were abducted for some evil purpose.
That's the definition that I saw, but there's a bunch of different ones too. But the main thing I saw is what you're saying. I guess that's kind of like the old term or definitions or the original.
Kidnapping usually meant for ransom, for money, in its original form. And the word doesn't really work when it's within one state and when people are just abducting people for a bad purpose.
And it can be used interchangeably too sometimes? Or
yeah, I think people do. I don't think it's proper, but I think people do use it interchangeably. I remember, and I'm going to date myself, but Patty Hearst was kidnapped, or they thought she was kidnapped because she was the heir to the Hearst fortune. It still is. She's still alive. But then she started doing crimes with the people who kidnapped her. And so then they talked about the syndrome of being with your kidnappers, and they never asked for a ransom. They just put her to work as a terrorist. And Stockholm syndrome is what I was trying to think of. But they started using abduction then, if I'm around that time. That was, I want to say, early 70s or mid 70s. So, but in the law, kidnapping became the serious federal crime it became when Charles Lindbergh's baby was taken. And before that, you'd have like false imprisonment or there's a bunch of other terms they use, but basically kidnapping sprung from that case.
Okay.
And what was that, the 30s, I think. So I think now they use abduction because it's more broad. It would cover a parent taking, a non-custodial parent taking a child. That's an abduction. That's illegal. It would cover someone taking a kid to traffic or a girl to So it covers a lot more stuff. But people are familiar with the old word kidnapping, and so they often use that. But that generally implies taking for money and taking crossing state lines. So it's a federal offense. So what is the particular question in this case? Well, how is this?
Honestly, I'm seeing these words being used interchangeably. Like if I'm just looking at different articles, right? Like I see the FBI flyer has kidnapping, and then some news articles say abduction or abducted, which I don't know if abducted. Are they referring to kidnapping and abducted as the same thing, or are they trying to say abduction?
That's what they're doing. Yeah, I mean, it's not exactly proper, but I mean, abduction would cover kidnapping. Kidnapping does not cover abduction, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like if I were to draw a Venn diagram, there'd be a big circle that said abduction, and in that circle would be kidnapping, but not all kidnappings are abductions. All abductions are kidnapped. See what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know. I think in Venn diagrams, which is just weird and nerdy, I know. But
so this situation where they're saying she was, I guess on video, this guy, I guess he forces her. He opens his door and she moves to the side and they leave, and now she's missing. And her car's discarded. Though I don't know what would be the proper term. Does it even, or are we all just talking about the same thing and we're just playing with different words, kind of like semantics, kind of?
Yes, I mean, and I think that's just how the lexicon is developed. It's just become it's a taking. They're both takings, but kidnapping is an older term that came around in the 1930s here in the United States after Lindbergh's baby was taken, and they made a new law. They made a new federal law at that point. If they take the person's car, they call that a carjacking. Now, if they take the person's car and the person, even if the person's in it, it's carjacking, it's false imprisonment, it's a bunch of things. But in this case, I think she got in his car. Have they released that video?
So they wait. In this case, no, he got in her car. They've released the video, but they haven't showed the portion of where he walks up and gets to the driver's side.
Okay, yeah, I've seen the video you showed on your
Yeah, that's all they've showed. They haven't actually shown the full thing. And then somebody called in today and they said that there's supposedly some more video stuff that hasn't been released.
And then her car, it was her car. I'm sorry, I do a lot of research.
Yeah, it's okay. No, trust me, I'm there too. It's easy to mix things up. But her car was found discarded. I was told at this Sherman-Williams plant. I mean, it's literally like you could walk there. And this is this I-80, I think he was calling it. This is like a big, like, traffic road, that interstate.
Yeah.
You know?
Like he could get out quickly. But her car was found at the Sherwin-Williams plant, right?
Yeah.
The emulsion plant or whatever. But then her phone pinged quite some bit away.
So the phone ping. See, there was an article, or I don't know if it was the news thing. It wasn't that far away, but it was somewhere out here. But I don't know that that's really fully confirmed. Supposedly her phone.
And then her sister said something, or I think it was her sister, could have been her mother, said something about that's not right about the phone pinging and all of that. That the police aren't saying it right about
really
when the phone last turned on. Yeah, it was on your show.
Oh, yeah. They talking about the sister that said that?
Yeah, I think it was the sister.
Yeah, when she called in, I don't think she said. I think she was referring to in general. I don't know if she was really talking about me because the 2 locations that I have are confirmed. The Walmart, that's confirmed. The Sherman Williams, at least by articles, is confirmed. Now the other one that was somewhere around here, I have to try to find out where I got that from because somebody gave the intersection. I think it was the guy in the police press conference at the beginning that gave that intersection, and that's where I got that from.
And he used a strange word about the phone because he said stagnant for 10 minutes. Stagnant, I think, of water, or something. It was just an odd word. Stagnant for 10 minutes and then off. Well, how do you know it was That doesn't make sense to me. That was a weird word to use.
I think I see it. I think I see the article. Let me see. I'm trying to have a bunch of things open.
Oh, okay.
I think I see.
Well, is there anything new today? I was on live earlier and then got distracted by my
okay, here it is. Justice. Here it is. Because I always source things. I don't,
right.
So let me read the article first. As far as today, there was interesting stuff about this coworker from Panasonic that was sexually harassing her, but supposedly Panasonic took care of it. We don't know how or what they did to redeem that. Also,
internally.
Yeah,
we just got the laws changed on that too. By the way, Congress just fixed that. Yeah.
And also,
so people that are victims of sexual harassment at work don't have to go through an in-house system, arbitration system. They have a right to go take it elsewhere.
And also that the day before she went missing, she went on some date. We don't know if it was her first date with this guy. It was supposedly a guy, or if they had met before, but she went on a date the day before. But the brother doesn't believe it's connected, but he said anything's possible. They know the person. Everything's been reported to the police. And so this is the whole thing that I was talking about yesterday that I just couldn't find. But I try to verify stuff. I don't just, it says more cell phone activity led investigators to an area of State Route 427 and Hill Ranch Road in the days following her disappearance or kidnapping. Detective Kuzmers said the phone activity went stagnant for about 10 minutes, that there has been no further cell phone activity. Her phone has not been found. And so this state...
I don't understand that. I need that defined. Stagnant for 10 minutes. That doesn't make any sense to me.
I wonder too. That's a good question. So this is how I got the third location yesterday, but I didn't have the time. I wanted to come up with questions to speak to the sister.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think people who, journalists reporting might use those words interchangeably, but when you look at the criminal statutes, they're different.
Right.
And the federal is different from the state, and there's a whole mix of crimes going on there. In this case, and so
it's possibly. I wonder if people in the chat are talking about maybe this cross state lines. That's when the FBI gets involved if requested by law enforcement.
Well, sometimes, but and that was initially true, but now kidnapping all by itself is a state crime. It's a federal crime. It's like interfering with the mails or something. That's a federal crime. You don't have to cross state lines anymore. The feds can come in when it's the kidnapping of a child or anybody. And this girl seems really young and maybe naive.
Yeah, that's what they gave the whole background, and she's kind of lived the shelter life because of what her father does for work. And so this was really her first time really kind of going out, having fun, experiencing life, and and she was overseas for a long time.
His brother, with her brother and his girlfriend.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And her father's in some kind of foreign service?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where it requires like security and all this stuff. So it'd be like protecting, yeah.
It's interesting.
So
it might be a kidnapping.
Oh, well, yeah.
You know, if he's in the State Department for it seems like they've got adopted children from Ukraine, right? And then they've got.
I've heard of the adopted kids. I don't know. I've never looked it up to confirm it myself, but I've heard people mentioning in the chat.
And I think they've got adopted children from Ukraine. I think, and they lived in Moscow for a while. And are they South African or are they Russian?
I believe there's. I don't know. I know I thought they came from South Africa, but I don't know if there's like mixed.
Because I know he was posted in Pretoria and Moscow and a couple of places.
Frankfurt, I think.
That oftentimes statesmen kids, you know, diplomats kids get taken. But I don't know. I don't know if anybody knew she was a diplomat. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot I don't know about this case, so I'm just saying it makes her a target.
Right.
But so does the sexual harassment complaint. I mean.
Right. I think so too, right?
You know, so. Oh, it's just so dangerous out there. I feel so bad for these young girls, and they feel like they can trust the internet because they've always had it.
And nowadays, the internet's it's heavy. Like the presence of the internet. Like back in the day, we weren't really. I mean, I didn't get my first cell phone until I was 17. My daughter already has, not to make calls, but like to watch videos or play games or whatever. She already has a cell phone.
Well, and to have it, so you can, if she's got it, you can locate her. I mean,
right. Right.
Yeah.
We have the Wi-Fi connection on there, but because the thing is too, I had an extra phone and I had cell service to it, but even when I changed the number because I don't want anybody calling her, but like in case of an emergency, she's with family, whatever, I was gonna let her have that phone, but then the phone just starts getting random calls, so I just cut her off. I said I'm just gonna leave the Wi-Fi, you know. But kids now and the change, just socially, and in society, they're more plugged in and tuned in to the internet, like full throttle, you know. I'm sure there's pros and cons. And that's how they connect. And then given the virus thing too, you know, people had no choice.
Yeah. Oh, dear Gussie. It's just
I wonder why her phone pinged so far. And this is stagnant. I guess they did a search here too. Let me see. I thought this was where he said one of the searches were done.
But it's just an odd way to describe. I mean, okay, imagine that they're pinging the phone, and the phone's pinging off, you know, and then they say, it stopped receiving or stopped transmitting or stopped whatever, they say it's stagnant. But the phone, even if it's sitting still, is going to be pinging several places. So I don't, you know, they triangulate that.
And this is what they were showing in the map too. I mean, this image is a little, but this is like the Walmart. Oh no, this is the Walmart area, I think.
Well, on the map you showed, there was the Walmart, and then to the right, when I'm looking at it, it showed the emulsion plant, and then to the left is where they said her phone stopped pinging. I'm just curious about the word stagnant.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know what that means. And I'm like the unfrozen caveman lawyer. I don't know technology very well, but I've watched a lot of trials. I had a few trials involving cell phone data, and I've just never heard any expert use that word.
I wonder if this is the truck stop here they were talking about. People kept referencing there's like also a truck stop here within let me take a look.
Well, I mean, from the description of the victim, I feel like this is not some kind of I took off, you know. It sounds to me like she was taken, and it sounds to me like they have pretty graphic video of her being forcibly taken, and they're just not showing it.
Well, the brother was saying it's like the guy walks up and he believes he just opened the door. Like he says the door just opened, like as if she had not locked the door. And he says something to her, don't know what, and she moves over. I don't know, you know, they didn't say, it was hard to see. They say the quality of video wasn't great. And there was no mention of like a weapon, which was what I was wondering. But there's also people that pretend to have a weapon. I've seen people try to do robberies and they'll like put their hand or their shirt or like a stick under their shirt and pretend like they got a gun. I don't know if he did that and then just got into the car, or maybe he did have a gun and just kind of hid it discreetly. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's odd. It's odd. It's like Bob Saget. I'm still on Bob Saget. I'm doing a lot of research. Man, if a policeman
why is that story going
so
crazy? So he didn't just fall and hit his head. Like, why are people still going on about Bob? I mean, I don't know. We should detract.
Well, here's the deal. Okay,
I'm curious.
Remember, like 10 years ago, maybe longer. God, I'm old. But anyway, Liam Neeson's wife, Natasha Richardson, was skiing with her kids up in Canada, and she had a fall and hit her head, but she didn't think anything of it. And then she started to get a headache, and then she ended up going into a coma, and she died, and she had a bad brain bleed, you know.
Oh.
But you couldn't tell she was injured. From what I've read, Bob Saget had external damage and corruption to his head. I mean, like injuries to his head that were visible to the eye, that were, you know, catastrophic injury. And I don't know how you would have that kind of, and the guys are saying, the doctors are saying, it's something consistent with like a 30-foot fall, not a fall in the bathroom, and where you would just crawl into bed.
Did Bob have the virus too? I know I saw people talking about that. I saw somebody mention in the chat just now. Mo said that. Did he test positive?
I've heard that, but no, the doctors said that. And then his wife asked the judge to seal any further information.
Really?
So I don't know. It's just odd. What a sweet guy. He's a dirty comedian. I mean, his comedy sets are really, yeah, it's so unusual compared to his TV personality, but he's supposed to be one of the nicest guys, you know, one of the nice guys in Hollywood. I don't know, but it's really strange that he would have catastrophic injury to his head, and that the explanation given was that he must have fallen in the bath and then crawled in bed and just thought, you know, I'll sleep it off. And there was no booze or drugs in him.
This is a TMZ. Bob Saget's family and friends dispute claim he was sick with long-term COVID. I sometimes think about that, like, because I had tested positive in August. I mean, I think I found out now what was going on with me because I had some vitamin deficiencies. But after a while, I was thinking that too. I was like, damn, like maybe this is what these people are talking about, like these weird ups and downs and all this stuff that I was feeling, like even within a couple weeks. But I guess they're trying to shut down these claims. The woman claimed Bob had mentioned he hadn't been feeling well, battling after effects of the COVID, including hearing issues and sore throat. But it looks like there's a lot of going back and forth. I've seen that people are really interested in this, and I never looked into it. I'm just like, I thought the guy just hit his head, but I guess it's not that simple. I mean, it's
no, it's not like we've seen this before. Like a Kennedy got killed after skiing into a tree. Same with Sonny Bono. He got killed skiing into a tree, hurt his head. Joan Didion's daughter fell and hit her head and ended up dying in the same kind of way. But but it wasn't like, you know, you couldn't tell. There wasn't. They had internal brain injury, and they were trying to say that's what Saget had, but he had external pretty bad corruption of his skull. So I just think it's odd.
But the official thing is they're saying he just fell and hit his head.
Yeah, the official thing is they're saying he fell, maybe in the bathroom, hit his head on one of the marble edges or something, and then got in bed thinking, maybe dazed a little, but got in bed and went to sleep. But
I didn't know he was in Half Baked. I haven't watched that in a long time, but a classic movie.
He's a funny guy. But was, God rest him. And, I don't know. It's weird. And last night I was on your public chat because people were talking about it last night, and he was trending again on my the news thing. So I don't know what's going on. But I do know it's odd.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you ever seen Lamont at Large? Do you know who he is?
No.
He's this guy that walks around and goes to death scenes and burial scenes and tells stories about things that happen. He got in the room.
Oh, he did.
Bob Saget's room, and took a picture of it, and it was really interesting.
Bob Saget died in this bed. Oh yeah, I see. He posted a video. Oh, he took a picture. Wow. All right, Terry. Well, thank you so much for the phone call. Amazing conversation. And I appreciate you explaining a little bit of the kidnapping and abduction, and making me kind of take some time to look up, because I know I heard this intersection. I know I just didn't, but I couldn't find it where. So I'm glad we're able to kind of clear that up where it came from. Basically, the horse's mouth, the police. So
yeah, right. Well, yeah, anytime if I'm not busy, I'm happy to talk.
Amazing. Thank you. You got video too. All right, we'll talk.
Have a great day.
Thank you, Terry. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Amazing. I don't know why I need to save her in here. Okay. So yeah, I don't know, man. Kind of bizarre, but this is supposedly the phone pinged here for 10 minutes, stagnated. I don't know. And this place is just vast. I mean, and they still haven't been able to locate the phone either. Phone, purse, nothing. So I don't know, man. I mean, makes me think of a couple of other stories where it's just vastness, mountains, wilderness, rough terrain. And if at least they could at least find something, some sort of clue, the phone, the tablet, clothing, anything, nothing. And what Terry brought up was a really, but that's a good question. When did the phone ping? I'm not sure. When did the phone ping? I'm gonna play like a 2 or 3 minutes, not the full press conference, but I just want to skip to that part where he's talking about it. Oh, never mind, it's right here. All right, on Tuesday, March 15, a ping of Irion's cell phone led authorities to the industrial park in Fernley, where they found her car. Oh, that was Tuesday. Okay. A ping. Around noon, deputies say they found evidence that the car suggests Irion's disappearance was criminal nature, which we don't know what that was. I mean, that doesn't sound good. I don't know if it says more cell phone activity led investigators. I don't know if that's the same day. So this is 3 days after she was abducted, kidnapped. Led investigators to the state route 427 and Hill Ranch Road in the days following Irion's kidnapping. Detectives said the phone activity went stagnant for about 10 minutes, and that there has been no other cell phone activity. I don't know if that just means like it was just there still, just stayed there, didn't go anywhere else. Maybe. That's true. Eddie says dude probably realized right there that the phone is still on and turned it off. Yeah, maybe so. That location, I mean, it makes sense to focus on it, but yeah, that could have just been this guy driving and discarding or turning off or destroying the phone and keep on going wherever he was going. And this is off of I-80. I don't know. But when I first seen that Chuck 70K, he's not homeless. Yeah. A lot of people, they don't think he's homeless. The reason the homeless thing came up is because somebody said that he was coming from like a homeless encampment, but we're not even sure if he was actually in the homeless encampment or if he did that just to throw people off. iCkEdMeL, I just tweeted you the half-baked clip and notice you unfollowed me. Oh, shit. Did I? My bad. I'm not going to play the clip now, but I'll watch it after. Oh, you know what? It's because of the picture you have. I thought it was like a fake account. I thought it was some sort of fake account. Something. Some troll account. I'll check it out after. Thank you. iCkEdMeL Ellie's asking if anyone knows who might have access to that type of truck. I don't know. I wonder if the person's from out of town or something. How did they get rid of a truck like that? This is the Walmart where everything took place as far as her getting kidnapped. This is where her car was found, discarded, which I think this is where the picture is that we see. I think. I'm not sure. This picture that has been going around everywhere. I think this fence here and the shrubbery and everything, I think this is at the plant. I think the vehicle's maybe dropped off here and then he's seen leaving the area at that time or something. I don't know. Who knows? Could be multiple people. To me, like this. Oh, it's on the other side. Try that. Still too close. On Duffy Road. Let's try that. Okay. That's a better look. So to me, it looks, I mean, I'm not saying there's no other gating, fencing like that around, but given this is where the vehicle was discarded, it looks like the same type of stuff that we see in this picture. So I think it must have been like, I don't know, the guy did whatever he did, and I guess he got into the vehicle. For some reason, they suspect this vehicle. And this kind of looks like the same area to me. You know, the same type of background. The greens and stuff, you see. Damn, somebody said maybe he works at the plant. Anyway, yo, I'm gonna head out of here. Thank you guys. Thank you, Gloria. Appreciate that. Thank you guys for stopping by. I don't know how we got this to 2 hours because I literally thought like this is gonna be like 30 minutes. And that's it because it's just a little. But that was a really good conversation I had with Terry. Appreciate that. But yeah, hit like on the way out. Follow the Facebook page. If you want to see the conversation, the short version, go to my Facebook page. You can also follow Tamara Cartwright on Facebook for the latest updates. And yeah, that's it. No problem. We'll be back later. No, I'm just kidding. I probably won't be back later today. But thank you guys. Appreciate it, man. Take care. Peace. Peace.